Hello everybody, Joe here with gardenofluma.com. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about raised bed gardening and why I do it here in the Phoenix, Arizona area. It's a desert hot climate. So one of the major reasons why we do a lot of raised bed gardening here is because our soil doesn't have that organic matter that a lot of plants thrive off of to create that nice fertile soil that you need for growing vegetables, growing your fruit trees and different things. Since we hardly get any rain here, we get a couple inches a year, our soil gets really compacted, there's a lot of salts in it, it's clay type of soil. So one of the benefits with our soil is that it does hold a lot of moisture, so you don't have to water as much. As long as you're deeply watering, on a slow drip for several hours at a time, and that moisture is getting down to a deep level for your fruit trees and things like that, you can get away with watering, once a week in the warmer times of the year and every 2 to 3 weeks in the winter, so not very often. But with growing vegetables and things, trying to plant that directly in our soil without that organic material and matter just doesn't work too well. So that's one of the big reasons why raised beds is the way to go if you're trying to start a garden here in the Phoenix, Arizona area, or really anywhere where you have those hot, dry types of climates that you don't get a whole lot of moisture, you don't have a lot of that organic breakdown from leaves falling from trees, wood chips and that kind of thing. So if you have that poor kind of clay soil, I don't want to call it poor because it does have a lot of nutrients in it, it's just difficult to access those nutrients when it's so compacted. But if your soil just isn't prepped really well, or you don't get that moisture or organic breakdown in it from worms and other things that thrive in soils that are fertile, then raised beds is the way to go. So right now it's November here in the Phoenix, Arizona area. Let's take a look at what I have going on in my raised bed. All right, so I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here so you can see my raised beds that I have here. They're about 8 by 4 feet. I have 2 of these here. And then I also use a couple little small containers around the yard as well. I have some snap peas growing and just flowers and different things in the smaller containers. But right now here I have growing, you can see beets here, lettuces. Let's take a closer look here. I have fava beans growing here. And again, this is the winter season for us here. A lot of the winter stuff we start September, October, and just kind of plant throughout the winter time here. I have dill, fennel, kale growing, some spinach, carrots. So those are the kind of types of things that you would grow here in the winter in your raised beds. A lot of that cooler weather stuff. Things like broccoli does really well, cauliflower, all the lettuces, the greens. Most of the vegetable crops are really good here in the winter time. All right, thanks for watching. Check out my blog at gardenofluma.com for more tips and info on gardening in hot, dry climates. Thanks a lot.